For years, Red Velvet's Irene was considered to be the it girl of the third generation of K-pop. Unfortunately, her career took a huge hit and her popularity hasn't been the same ever since. Almost 3 years ago, in October of 2020, Irene became the center of everyone's attention when a photo shoot editor exposed an idol they worked with for being horribly rude. Based on the things the editor provided, netizens quickly suspected that the person that they were talking about was Red Velvet's Irene. The editor in question was Kang Koo-kwa, who was known for being the visual director for many successful pictorials. On her Instagram, she shared a post where she detailed the incident when she was verbally attacked by a celebrity. The editor started her post by writing, "I should have prepared myself from the stories I've heard before I met her, but today I became speechless as this person stung me with her words that are like electric needles." Koo-kwa added that she was not given the opportunity to explain herself, nor did the celebrity try to understand the situation at all. She continued, "I thought I had experienced everything in life and thought I had let everything go, but I was wrong." The editor detailed how she was insulted by the celebrity without any reason, and the insults were so terrible that she just burst into tears. The post didn't give any information about who it could be, but Koo-kwa used the hashtag Psycho and Monster, which immediately gave it away that it was either Irene or Seulgi from Red Velvet, as those were the titles of their songs. For a moment, fans seemed to believe it couldn't be either of them, as the editor previously worked with Seulgi and Irene and complimented the girls on how kind they were. But quickly after that, netizens dug up more and more evidence, and all signs pointed to Irene. More industry insiders started to come forward to share their experiences meeting her, and all hell broke loose. One of the video directors who previously worked with SM Entertainment tweeted a cryptic message that said, "Wow, what should have blown up finally did." Netizens also noticed that a former backup dancer for Red Velvet liked Koo-kwa's Instagram post detailing the rude behavior. Koo-kwa's Instagram is no longer available, but it was reported that other workers from the entertainment industry, including fashion photographers and stylists, also commented on the post speaking out against the idol. One of them allegedly said, "You guys are wasting your time shielding her. If you knew what her character is like, you would never be able to do this." Another alleged one read, "I knew that something would come up eventually. I hope she fixes her habits." An anonymous stylist that had worked with Irene on 3 different occasions came forward and revealed that Irene had left a bad impression on her every time they met. The stylist recalled an incident where she saw Irene push her finger against one of the stylist's forehead, saying, "Do I even need to do this? How long do I need to stand here?" The second time she encountered Irene, the celebrity was standing while 2 stylists were kneeling in front of her. When Irene lost balance, she grabbed the stylist's hair while cursing loudly. This particular stylist also mentioned that other staff members were so intimidated and scared that they would turn completely pale if they were told to wake Irene up during the breaks. A Chinese stylist who previously worked with Irene even shared that her beauty is a waste considering the way she behaved. Netizens were shocked and eager to find out the real identity of the celebrity, as they always are when a celebrity is exposed for being exceptionally rude. Eventually, the assumptions were proven to be right when Irene posted a personal apology on Instagram where she admitted that she was the celebrity mentioned in Koo-kwa's post. She wrote, "I sincerely apologize for hurting the stylist with my foolish attitude and careless words and actions. I received a lot of help from people who gave their effort for me to get where I am now," expressing her regrets over hurting them with her immature behavior. She stated that the incident made her appreciate the hard work and importance of staff members once again, and that she deeply apologized to the fans who were affected by her actions. In light of Irene's controversy, Red Velvet's fan meeting was cancelled, and it was a dark time for their fans. Since Irene indirectly admitted to the things that were shared about her, a lot of fans didn't know how to feel. Industry insiders and their testimonies were soon joined by a well-known SM Entertainment trainee, Monet Fukuhara, who supported the allegations against Irene on her Twitter. She tweeted that when she was under SM, Irene gave her a really hard time while Seulgi was there to defend her. She then clarified that the hard time Irene gave her was a broad term, and what she experienced was Irene getting the things she wanted no matter what. The controversy escalated as the days went by, and even though a lot of people came to Irene's defense, the damage to her career and reputation was already done. It started with her Instagram numbers dipping significantly. Within a day, she lost tens of thousands of followers, and her brand endorsements were next in line. Before the controversy, various brands were fighting each other about who was going to have her as their ambassador. At the beginning of 2020, Irene became the official ambassador for the popular cosmetic brand Clinique Korea. In response to her controversy, Korea's biggest platforms that were selling Clinique products were quick to remove any promotional material featuring her. This included well-known cosmetic stores like Olive Young or an online shopping mall SSG.com. Witnessing the quick removal removal of Irene's promotional content, netizens insisted on boycotting any brand Irene has worked with previously as long as they don't remove materials that include her. The luxury brand Prada was also affected by Irene's controversy. In September of 2020, both Irene and EXO's Chanyeol were announced as the brand ambassadors, and both of them got into serious scandals within just a week of each other. Irene then went completely off the grid and lived quietly before she returned to Instagram for the first time in 10 months since her controversy. The picture she posted went viral almost immediately, and because fans can't contain their excitement to finally have Irene back, her name trended on Twitter within minutes. It still didn't mean that she was fully ready to return though. She participated in group comebacks and in her acting endeavors, but as other members went to have their own solo releases, Irene is still without a solo album, much like Yeti. It was only this year that Irene started to slowly return back to doing various endorsements. Netizens noticed that an Indonesian makeup brand chose her as their main model. The response those pictures received was overwhelmingly positive, with many netizens praising Irene's beauty. Some users also agreed that the amount of hate Irene received was simply too much. A netizen wrote, "Honestly, I think Irene received way too much hate. If she was a male celebrity, she would have gotten hate for around 3 months, and then everything would have washed over." One netizen also brought up Super Junior's Heechul, who's had his fair share of controversies. Unlike Irene, netizens agreed that he was able to promote normally without any huge consequences, while Irene wasn't able to do anything for years. Even though netizens agreed that some people crossed the line while sending Irene malicious comments, not all people are okay with what Irene did. When the controversy was at its peak, there were people protesting that SM should remove Irene from the group. While there have been many instances when a member departed from the group after a controversy, it would be too risky for SM to let go of her. In 2022, there was a huge debate among netizens about why SM wouldn't let Irene go so easily. Among the rest of the Red Velvet members, she's the most popular one in China, and she's right after Blackpink. She's always been more popular than the other members, and her fandom grew a lot stronger after her fans stood by her during the controversy. Red Velvet's fandom is also the second largest, once again following Blackpink, and so SM Entertainment essentially depends on Irene's popularity to do well in the Chinese market. It would also be extremely damaging since she is the leader of the group and the girls are very close friends. Because of how SM treats Red Velvet and gives them barely any opportunities to release new music or perform, there were rumors about Irene not renewing her contract with SM this September. The rumors resurfaced due to a report from Star News Korea. They argued that the reason why the group hasn't released any new music since November of 2022 and hasn't had any activity since June 2023 is Irene deciding not to renew. This sent many of their fans into a spiral as they began to worry for the group's future. SM hasn't been kind to them at all, and they feared what consequences this could bring. Thankfully, everything turned for the better when the huge news about Red Velvet's next comeback was announced. According to their agency, Red Velvet will be releasing their third full-length album in November of this year, exactly a year after their last one. It's safe to say that their fans are over the moon right now, and it's easily one of the most anticipated releases of this year. Let's just hope we won't have to wait a year again for the next one. Let us know how you feel about Irene in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye!